All right, we are continuing our hurricane preparedness coverage for you this morning. Want to get you ready in every way possible, and one of those, of course, is talking about generators. So we've got Josh Marceaux and Benny Pickens, both with A&A Electric, which is actually right next door to our station here on Walden Road. So glad that you were both able to join us this morning, and appreciate you coming by, kind of getting ready, because it is that time of the year, right? Hurricane season kicked off yesterday, and while we don't want it to happen, we still need to prepare for a hurricane in all kinds of the sense. And one of those big ones a lot of times is people finding the need for a generator, because power can go out pretty easily. And you guys do sell generators. How many are you guys kind of selling around this time of the year?
Well, typically this time of the year we sell close to about 100 to 150 units a year, which doesn't seem like a big number, but really it is, because when a lot of companies are doing one or two, we're doing quite a bit. So.
Yeah. And so are y'all doing also kind of residential as well as commercial sales for those?
So we do residential, but of course we're all the way up to industrial certified, but really residential is kind of our niche in the trade.
Yeah.
So.
And what's that process like? So I'm not a homeowner, so this is one thing I don't have to worry about. I'm very grateful for that, but obviously some folks do. What's the process like whenever folks come in and they're like, okay, just in case I want to get a generator, what's that process? You know, obviously size is a factor, cost is a factor. There's a lot that can go into it.
Well, every home is different, but really the biggest things are your bigger, heavy loads you need to worry about. A lot of people are caught up on square footage, which that does go into effect, but really it comes down to your heavy loads. I mean, the more gas you have don't have to have such a big generator, but if you say have an all-electric home, maybe you need that little bigger size unit. So.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, I guess it kind of is a good thing that plays into it. And if folks already have a generator, you guys said you also do service on generators too. Yes. How important is it maybe to also be checking that your generator is still working well?
It's pretty much, you need to check that generator pretty frequently, especially during hurricane season. It's a must, you know. You need that extra stability just to know that that generator is going to start up and run when you need it to run.
Yeah. How often do you run into situations maybe where folks don't check it and then next thing you know, power's out?
Well, it's quite often, and you know, that's something we want to tell everybody to do, is to maybe go out, exercise it, check it, start it up, run it, see what it's going to do.
Yeah. How do you guys specifically kind of prepare for hurricane season? Because I have to imagine, you know, one of those things that where you guys probably have to stay here and kind of get ready to work just in case you do have to service generators or sell generators if a hurricane does roll through.
Well, the biggest thing is we try to make sure we're extra prepared by ordering extra parts and having those on hand, keeping our warehouse fully stocked so we can handle any need or situation that might come up. Yeah. And we're there just to make sure we're there for it. So, but we're here after a hurricane. We're all back in here the next day, ready to go to work, ready to be there for customers and be prepared.
We need to do like a little, maybe a barbecue if that ever happens, since we're right next door. We'll be here too, not to worry.
Right,
so,
right.
You know, that can work out well, something like that. But of course, yeah, something that we don't want to happen, but certainly does. And I mean, for folks who are kind of maybe hesitant about getting a generator and maybe think, okay, well, I don't want to, the cost can be up there a little bit. What would be your message to them?
Well, when it comes down to it, when the cost, yes, generators can cost a pretty penny most of the time. But at the same time, you think about how much does a hotel cost you per night? How much does it cost to leave the city or something like that? Because you have your medical devices that have to stay powered. You know, staying comfortable. And a lot of people can't get hot. That's the reason they go out and get the hotels. So yes, it does cost, but how much does it cost to leave? And staying here, staying with your belongings, keeping your pets, everything comfortable. That's a big plus.
Yeah, I'm thinking even just groceries in the fridge, right? That all can spoil quick, and nowadays that's pretty costly itself too.
Yeah, losing your fridge every time just because you had a little minor power outage. I mean, so.
Can certainly be a pain, no doubt about that. And we have been lucky over the past couple years, right? Haven't really seen too much, but doesn't mean that it's still not good to prepare. Do you guys kind of preach preparedness for folks as they get ready for hurricane season as well?
We do. We try to guide people most of the time of how to prepare for it. But it's all about keeping a couple quarts of oil in your shop or an extra filter on hand just in case the roads are impassable and we can't get to you. Now, we walk knee-deep water before to get to customers. We do our best to get to you, but at the same time, sometimes it's a little hard to get through those back roads that all the trees are down on or something. Yeah. But being extra prepared, having a couple quarts of oil on hand, an extra filter, just in case you have to do your own oil change is a big plus.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I appreciate both of you stopping by. Of course, A&A Electric on Walden Road, if you want to stop by and kind of get ready. This is one of those things, maybe you think, oh, I don't need it. You don't want to find yourself in a situation where you do need it and then don't have the resources. So be sure to stop by and go visit Benny and Josh. And thank you both for stopping by. We appreciate it. Yeah, nice to meet both of you. Thanks for coming on.
Yes.